Hi, this is Clara Duran, and today we're going to be discussing whether you should be selling your home on your own. So you're thinking about selling your home on your own. Selling your house on your own is not a simple task. So if you're considering selling your home on your own as a FSBO, or otherwise known as a for sale by owner, you might want to take a look at these items. You're going to be responsible for handling some of the most difficult aspects of the process without the expert guidance that you need. In the 2021 profile of home buyers and sellers from the National Association of Realtors, it surveyed homeowners who's recently sold their own homes and asked them what difficulties they faced. Those sellers said some of the most difficult aspects of selling on their own. The biggest headaches were prepping the house for sale, pricing it right, and handling the required paperwork. They didn't mention liability, but that's also something to consider, which we'll cover later. So working with an agent is the best way to make sure that you have an expert on your side to guide you at every turn. With the right agent, you can have someone with the skills and knowledge that are essential to navigating each step with efficiency and accuracy. So let's go through a few of the things that a real estate agent can do for you to help you with the process of the sale. Number one, make the best first impression. Now, selling your house requires a significant amount of time and effort. Doing it right takes expertise and an understanding of today's buyers and an ability to get the most out of the sale. Your agent will know the answers to common questions such as, does my Ring doorbell come with the house? Do I need to remove or can I keep my television and TV bracket? How much landscaping do I need to do? What colors should I be painting my walls? Your time and money are important, and you don't want to waste either one focusing on the wrong things or not focusing on the right things. Now, a real estate advisor relies on their experience to answer these and other questions. And remember, they do this every day, year in and year out. So this will allow you to make the right investments in your home, in your house, before you list it for sale. And it'll keep you from prepping things that you don't need to prep before you list your house. Number two, having a real estate agent maximizes the number of buyers or your buyer pool. And this maximizes your sale price. The data from the National Association of Realtors shows that today's homes are getting about 3.6 offers per sale. Now that's really great news if you're planning to sell, because the more offers you receive, the better the pricing that you're going to also receive, and can create a bidding war and a higher price for you. Real estate agents have an assortment of tools at their disposal. For example, social followers, agency resources, and this allows them to be able to attract more buyers. So not just the immediate buyers in your neighborhood from putting up a sign, but also from the rest of the state and nationwide and even out of state and out of the country. This ensures your home is viewed by the most buyers. So without access to these tools and your agent's marketing expertise, your buyer pool, or the number of buyers available for your home, and your home's selling potential is limited. And remember, just because you get a number of offers doesn't mean they're the best offers. The home has to be prepped properly. Number three, it's good to have an agent because they will help you understand the documentation, including the fine print. Now, recently in California, we have a brand new purchase agreement, which has a lot more pages and it's more complicated than before. Do you want to deal with a contract like that on your own, or do you want someone who works on these types of transactions every day and does it for a living? Today, when a house is sold, there are more disclosures and regulations are mandatory, meaning the number of legal documents to juggle is growing. Now, my background is as an attorney, and I've dealt with many hundreds of transactions, many contracts. And knowing your contract is key. So it's hard to understand all of the requirements and fine print, especially if you're not an expert. That's why your advisor is an invaluable guide. Your agent knows exactly what needs to happen, what all the paperwork means, and can work through it efficiently. Now, they should also be able to give you a timeline as to when everything is due and what step comes next in the process. They'll help you review the documentation and avoid any costly missteps if you tackle it on your own. Number 4, your agent is going to act as your expert negotiator. So if you sell without an agent, you'll also solely be responsible for all the negotiations. That means that you have to coordinate and negotiate with the buyer, who's going to want the best deal and best price and terms possible. The buyer's agent, who will use their expertise to work on the side of the buyer and advocate for their buyer. And by the way, you're going to be paying them, so you're paying for someone to advocate against you. You can have the inspection company who is hired by the buyer and will almost always find concerns with the house. And then, of course, there's going to be possibly a request for credits, repairs for items not working in the home, and then the appraiser who's going to assess the property's value to protect not you, not the buyer, but the lender. So instead of going head to head with all these parties all by yourself, lean on an expert. Your agent relies on experience and training to make the right moves throughout the negotiations. And remember, just because you've accepted a contract at a particular price and terms, that's not exactly where the negotiation ends. They pretty much continue throughout the process until the close of escrow. The agents will know what levers to pull and how to address each individual concern and when you may want to get a second opinion. But if you sell your house on your own, you're going to need to prepare these conversations all by yourself and with no guidance from an expert working for you. So the 5th thing your agent can do for you is to price the house properly. Too many times I have seen homes sold, or rather listed, at a very high price. It's kind of like the wishful thinking. But the problem is that these homes sit on the market and sit for months. And eventually, if they do sell, it's because eventually buyers will start to think that there is something wrong with the house or that it is vastly overpriced. And numerous times, the majority of times, the houses will sell for a price that's lower than if they would have priced it properly from the very beginning. So pricing your home right, whether it's at the right price, not too high and not too low, is really key. Real estate agents have the ability to be able to price the property accurately and properly. So instead of relying just on those estimates that you see all over the place for free that are computerized, they don't really take into account all the aspects of your home. It's not just about the number of bedrooms, baths, garage spaces, and size. You also need to take into account what kind of a view is there, if there is one. What upgrades have been done? Does the house need any work? What does the landscaping look like? And what does the neighborhood look like? So these are all things that a digital, computerized estimate cannot give you. So most of the time, they're not really going to be accurate. You need to have a real estate agent who comes in and takes a look at all of these factors and takes them into account, compares your home to those most recently sold in the area, and can give you advice on what to do in order to improve the pricing if that's what you like, and to get it sold quickly and for the best price possible. So if you sell your home on your own as a for sale by owner, these are all of the factors that are going to be going against you. You won't have the expertise that other agents who do this on a daily basis are going to be able to provide for you. You want to make sure that you price the house well, not too high and not too low. Again, if it's priced too low, you could have somebody come in and take full advantage of you. And if you have it too high, then it will sit on the market. So the bottom line, there's a lot that goes into selling a house. It takes time, effort, and expertise to truly maximize your sales price and the terms. So instead of tackling it on your own, reach out to a trusted real estate advisor to make sure that you have an expert on your side. I'm Clara Duran with the Duran firm Realtors located in California, and we can help you move nationwide. Or if you're in another state, we can help you there as well. So make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and make sure to click the link below in the description box to get your own seller's guide for free. Until next time.